Hello everybody, Matthew Kennedy here, here for another review, and today I'm going to review the Hoka 11 Challenger ATR. This is a great trail shoe. I do have some issues with it, but for the most part I love this shoe, and other than the Speed Goat, this is probably one of the best trail shoes I've ever run in. One thing I like about it, it's super light. I was a huge fan of the Hoka 11 Clifton. Unfortunately, you really can't take that on the trails. It's a road shoe. I mean, you can, but nothing technical like we have around here in Pennsylvania. So when they announced the release of this, I was very excited, and it didn't disappoint. It's a very light, very responsive midsole. I ran a 50K in this shoe, the Dirty German Endurance Fest in Philadelphia, so it did me well. So yeah, the lightness I really like. It fits basically just like the Clifton, so if you're a fan of the Clifton, you're really going to like this shoe. It's got a very not aggressive, but it's got a good outsole. They kind of have a pod system here, where you have a pod here, a pod here, a pod here with different lugs. They look like 2 or 3 millimeter lugs. I mean, of course I've worn them down a little bit. I have about 150 miles on this shoe right now. But then to cut weight, it really doesn't have much outsole other than that. So I haven't had any real issue with it, and like I said, I do have some pretty technical terrain. I did have to do a little fix here. I don't know if you can see it, but a little shoe goo there, and a little shoe goo up on the toe here. The toe kind of split away from the shoe, and that's kind of one thing I wanted to bring up. This is the second pair of Hoka that I've had an issue with the toe pulling away from the shoe. I had a pair of Stinson ATR about a year ago that did the same thing. I mean, shoe goo fixes it, and this happened probably 70 miles, 60, 70 miles in, and it's just kind of disappointing when you buy a shoe and it does this. With my Challengers, Hoka replaced them, and I probably could have got these replaced too, but I had already broken them in, and they felt really good on my foot. So we're gonna try the shoe goo thing for a while, and then see how that works. But another thing I'm not a real big fan of is this real thin tongue, and it's the same tongue as it is on the Clifton, but I don't really, when I run on the road, I really don't need that much stability, because the road, you don't have big huge rocks that you're running over and rivets and all that kind of thing. So on the road, I really don't run, I don't use the runner lace on my road shoes, so I really don't have to tie down really tight. So I didn't notice as much in a Clifton as I did in this shoe. When I did the runner's lace and I tied my shoes down to kind of keep my foot locked in there when I basically like to keep the shoe a little loose down here, so I got a little bit of toe splay, and lock my ankle down the shoe so it doesn't move around much. I noticed that this really dug into my ankles, and it can be a little bit uncomfortable if you don't tie it, just perfectly and have the tongue in the right spot and everything like that. So that was one issue I had with the shoe, was the thin tongue. Overall, it's holding up great. Other than that little issue I had there, the other shoe, I mean, there's nothing falling off, coming out. This toe is not separating. Might just be the way I run too, and because my right toe and my Stinsons also came like that as well. One thing I did notice, and it's purely cosmetic, the paint pretty much came off after my second or third run in these shoes. Now, I mean, pretty much the paint is non-existent. So, but I mean, again, that's cosmetic. It's really not that big of an issue. So, let's see what else. Yeah, that's not it. Not much. Surprisingly, the EVA at the bottom, it's still holding up pretty well after about 150 miles. I thought I was going to run right through that, being on the trail, but actually my Cliftons are running out, my road shoes are running out a lot quicker than these. So maybe it's just the trails don't beat up your shoes as much as I thought they would. But yeah, good traction, extremely light. If you're a fan of the Clifton, you're going to be a fan of this shoe. I know this review is a little bit late, but it's better to be late than never. I am going to do a review then with a comparison between this and the Speed Goat, because I love the Speed Goat, and they're kind of two different shoes, so I kind of wanted to compare and contrast the differences between them. But yes, this is my review of the Challenger ATR. Gets a go from me. I really like this shoe, and you should try it out if you like light trail shoes. So it's not heavy. Alright, so thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. Thanks.